evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Happy June. So yesterday, CNN held town hall specials with a trio of presidential candidates: Seth Moulton, Eric Swalwell, Tim Ryan. We watched it so you wouldn't have to. All three of them are Democratic members of Congress. None is in danger of becoming president anytime soon. So why do we pay attention to what they say? Well, because as they stammer and sweat and pander profusely, they give us a pretty good idea what Democratic primary voters believe and what they care about. And, of course, the thing they care about most, the thing they can't stop talking about ever, is race. They're obsessed in a deeply unhealthy way. Racial obsessions are always deeply unhealthy. Watch Seth Moulton explain that Georgia didn't elect Stacey Abrams governor not because she wouldn't be a good governor, but because you, sir, are a bigot.
We have a problem with racism in America today. If this country wasn't racist, Stacey Abrams would be governor. People of color are being systemically denied the most basic right in a democracy, which is the right to vote.
So Seth Moulton went to Andover and Harvard, unlike you, so he must be unbelievably impressive, probably a verified genius and a good person, too. And yet somehow Moulton didn't bother to muster a single piece of evidence to show that any of his claims were true. Because actually they're not true, because it's not 1953 anymore. They can't let you know that, though. For Seth Moulton's purposes of control, it's got to be Jim Crow Alabama at all times, now and forever. Burning crosses and the sound of night riders in the distance. That will keep you terrified and easier to manipulate. That's the whole point. Eisenhower sent the 101st Airborne to bring the South to heel, but the modern Democratic Party doesn't need the military. Instead, they've got big business to make the population obey. Watch Eric Swalwell of California bow before the gods of woke capital.
You have Netflix, Disney, NBC Universal, Warner Media, which owns CNN. They've all warned they may halt business here if that law goes into effect. I wonder, do you support that kind of economic boycott?
Yeah, if that law goes into effect, I absolutely do, and CNN may have to move. There's a lot of young women who work at CNN who'll be affected.
Do I support putting big companies in charge of America's social policy, Eric Swalwell was asked. Of course I support that. Screw voters, they're irrelevant. Our billionaire donors will bring back the abortion ferry. You'll notice applause from the audience. They love that. Democratic primary voters love it when you talk like that, that some billionaire is going to ride to the rescue and make everything okay. You know what they don't like? They don't like reality. That infuriates them. Biology is real. Russia did not beat Hillary. Global warming isn't actually killing millions of people right now. All true statements, all of those statements drive them bonkers because they're true. Watch their response when Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, who's also running for president, reminds them that actually socialism doesn't really work.
If we want to beat Donald Trump and achieve big progressive goals, socialism is not the answer. I was reelected. If we're not careful, we're going to end up helping to reelect the worst president in American history.
So that's the point where Hickenlooper should have paused and called out the audience like a stand-up comic and asked them to name a single place outside of Sweden in the 1970s in which socialism has actually worked. Anyone? Anyone? But, of course, he didn't do that. He was too afraid. Moist palm Democrat. God knows what the mob would have done if he tried. Watch what happened to John Delaney, maybe the bravest of anyone in the race, when he suggested that Medicare for all might not be such a great idea.
Medicare for all may sound good, but it's actually not good policy, nor is it good politics. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. 100.
Oh, he's dying out there. Boo! Stop him before he hurts our dreams. If we want it to be true, it must be true, screamed the 4-year-olds in attendance. I am the center of my universe. Cater to me. Tell me I'm wonderful. If you strip it all away, that really is the message of Democratic voters. 200-proof narcissism. Give us more. The narcissist in chief was very offended. For the crime of making an obvious point, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez went on Twitter and demanded that Delaney get out of the race. And that doesn't, in the end, bode well for Democrats. When a party demands delusion, that means only the delusional can win.